You know, friends, anytime you can have somebody else prove your point for you, it's just kind of a bonus, you know, because you can say things all day long, but if somebody's willing to come along and demonstrate it, so much the better. So this morning, YouTube was kind enough to demonstrate for all the world what it is that I have been saying by attempting to take action against my channel. So I'm going to set the stage for kind of what led up to this, what they did, how I reacted, how I won, and what I think it says about all of this. I'm Dan, this is the Soule of Wisdom. I'm going to play the first piece of the puzzle here because it's going to tell you, first off, what I'd like you to do. So this is from a video that I did on Tim Pool shutting down his live stream. This video is a couple of weeks old now, and this is just a quick segment where I started talking about a specific thing. So let's play that real quick. Please take a moment to like this channel, subscribe to this channel. The real reason for it is the censors are coming for us. They're coming for all of us if we don't completely line up with the viewpoints that they want to have and that they agree with. And the more and more we support each other, no matter how big or small we may be, the better off we're going to be, because we're going to be more unified in our fight. And if people drop off, you've got more people in your kitty that can provide you with information and have honest discussions about things. And I think that's the most important. Okay, so this was the first video where I started talking about the idea of censorship and censorship coming because we're approaching the midterms. So I've started calling out for people to be proactive and generous with their subscribe button. We have to build communities where we're willing to have discussions, because as I've said multiple times now, it's the discussion that they're attempting to shut down. So I will say right here, subscribe to this channel if you've not already. Like this video. And this is something that I don't ask for aggressively, but I'm going to ask aggressively this time. Share this video on your social media. This video, the one you're watching right now, share it, because there's an important message to it, and that's a message of free speech. So please share this video on your social media. Okay. So the video in question that got me in trouble was a video that I posted last week, and this video was about Steven Crowder and how he was suspended from YouTube for 2 weeks because he had Arizona gubernatorial candidate Kari Lake on. I am from Arizona, by the way, so I have knowledge of this campaign. And Kari had expressed some views on a certain activity that happened in 2020, which involved deciding who it would be that would be president of this country. And Crowder, guilty by association, I suppose, because his guest said something that YouTube didn't like, got suspended for it. So I did a video not talking about what Kari Lake said, but talking about the implications of free speech for Crowder being suspended because of the idea that he had a guest who has some concerns about something that happened in 2020. So I want to play a segment of this video real quick. This is the one that I posted that got me in trouble. Here we go. I think it's important to understand that the forces in power at a government level, at a Silicon Valley level for sure, the ones who are behind the curtains, if you will, are pulling the strings to pull the conversation more and more to the left. And this shouldn't be a surprise to anybody, because this is what's been going on forever now. We dealt with it in 2016. We dealt with it in 2020. I said a few videos ago, as we get closer and closer to midterms, we're going to deal with it again. And here we are. We're a few weeks away from the midterms now. What, about, well, a little less than 2 months. Something like that. I don't know. Math is hard. We're close. And they're pulling back our ability to speak. And they... Okay. So I point out there with what happened rather with Steven Crowder, that they are pulling back. They are censoring. They're taking away our ability to have a conversation. And that was the big theme of that video. The idea that they're going to attempt to disrupt our voice. And here's little old me, which, by the way, this video that was in question has gained me more subs than any other video that I've had. So thank all of you for that, new subscribers. I appreciate you. But, you know, I'm still a little channel, and that's okay. You know, big things start from a small seed, so that's cool. But I'm just a little guy and just pointing out, hey, we need to be able to talk. Well, here's my reward for that. This was my email that I got at 8:16 this morning. And interestingly enough, it's good to know that regardless the size of your account, whether you have a couple hundred followers like I do or several million like Crowder does, you're going to get the same canned email, which is nice to see. Hi, the Soule of Wisdom. Our team has reviewed your content, and unfortunately we think it violates our misinformation policy. We've removed the following content, and then they list the video. We know this might be disappointing, but it's important to us that YouTube is a safe place for all. I will make this comment again. I made the comment in the video in question as well. The co-opting of words like the word safe is just ridiculous. They're trying to apply safety to a concept or an idea now. Like if we have a discussion about something, that just having that discussion can somehow be considered unsafe. And I will make the same point I made in the other video. I've never had somebody present me with an idea and go, oh my God, I'm suddenly feeling unsafe. Help me. It's crazy. We have to be able to talk. Anyways, if content breaks our rules, we remove it. If you think we've made a mistake, you can appeal and we'll take another look. Keep reading for more details. How your content violated the policy. Content that advances false claims that widespread fraud, errors, or glitches change the outcome of the U.S. 2020 presidential election is not allowed on YouTube. I'm not going to pull it up at the moment, but I actually pointed out in that video. And feel free after you're done with this video to go check that out, because it has been reinstated, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. I actually said in that video, I addressed YouTube directly and said, I am not challenging the outcome of the 2020 election. I'm having a discussion about what somebody said about said election. But I got flagged. That's not necessarily surprising. There's two ways that this happened. Okay. Way number one was it was a bot that caught keywords finally and flagged the video itself. This happens. If you appreciated my thumbnail with the robot from Lost in Space, the old real Lost in Space, not the 27 remake things they've done since. You know, where he's going, danger, danger. That's how I visualize the YouTube robots, because they're out there looking for dangerous things like an idea. Anyways, so the other way this would happen is if we have users flagging. So you can see on screen here, if you're watching on YouTube or Rumble, I'm not going to report this video. I pulled up a video at random, and there's nothing wrong with this video, but I hit the flag button because I wanted to see and I wanted to show you what comes up. So any user can report a video, okay? And they can report it for sexual content, violent or repulsive content, hateful or abusive content, harassment or bullying, harmful or dangerous acts, misinformation, child abuse, promotes terrorism, spam or misleading, infringes my rights, and captions issue. So I was flagged for misinformation. If we hover over the question mark by misinformation, it says content that is misleading or deceptive with serious risk of egregious harm. First off, how is a video where we talk about free speech potentially egregious harm? Isn't it more egregious harm to remove my video which talks about being able to have free speech? Isn't that more harmful to the way America is constructed, the way it was constituted, the way it's supposed to work? Isn't that more of a danger than to take down a video? Anyways, here was my approach. I immediately appealed this decision of theirs. Now, I had not had strikes or warnings on my account before, so this was a warning. If you're not familiar with the YouTube system, you get a warning, and then it's a 3 strikes, you're out kind of deal. Okay, so this was just a warning, and I appealed it, and I pointed them to the timestamp in the video where I specifically said to YouTube, I'm not contesting the outcome. And then I told them also that this was a free speech video, and if they wanted to remove the concept of free speech, that we were in a more dangerous territory that would involve a much larger discussion. Credit where it is due, I did not figure that I would get any kind of a response out of YouTube. They actually responded to me in 1 hour and 4 minutes. And they said, we've reviewed your appeal. After taking a look, we can confirm that your content does not violate our community guidelines. Thank you for your patience, blah, 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 blah. So I will give credit where credit is due, because I think it's important that we acknowledge when somebody does something correctly. And even if we're frustrated with them, it was the correct call for YouTube to reinstate my video and remove that warning from my channel. So I appreciate the fact that a human actually looked at that and made the right call, because there was nothing wrong with what I had to say in that video. Certainly nothing that could cause egregious harm or whatever they said there in the flag screen that I showed you. But my bigger concern, and I guarantee you this is what they hope for, this is what they count on, is that especially smaller channels like mine, if they get a warning like that, if they get some kind of notification that they've done something wrong, that either they'll go, oh, okay, I better stop making content like that, and then they start making cat videos or something, or that even worse, they just drop out and they stop posting stuff on YouTube. And I've seen a lot of smaller channels just disappear. But what they don't get with me, but maybe they do now, is that I'm in this for the long haul. I've built a lot of successful things in my life, a lot of successful businesses, a lot of successful ventures, and I will tell you that none of them are done overnight. It takes time. Losers are people who don't recognize that, who run at the first sign of trouble, who put in a little bit of work, realize something is hard, and then back away, who don't have true commitment to get better and better at their craft. I have all of these things. I have a plan. I know it's going to take time, and as such, I'm willing to fight for it. And I did, and I won, and I will keep fighting, because the ability to communicate trumps everything else. You have to be able to have discussions. You have to be able to talk, or this country does not work. And I encourage all of you out there to fight with me for the concept of free speech. So I'm going to ask you again, if you have not subscribed to this channel, do it now. And then go get 3 of your friends and ask them to subscribe too. I will tell you straight away, I'm not always going to say things here that you're going to like or that you're going to agree with, but we're going to be able to talk. It's important that we be able to express ideas and have discussion, because this is how actual progress is made. This is how you win the world, is by being able to develop thoughts and ideas that grow into something special, not being shut down and being forced to follow one line or you're gone. I will continue to fight here for the concept of being able to talk. And I encourage you as well, I'll say it again, go find any creator, large or small. If they're willing to have a discussion, they deserve your subscription. They do. Give it to them. We need to build these communities. It's very important. But I do thank YouTube for taking the time today to prove my point. I have been saying for weeks now that the censors are coming and they're going to attempt to shut us down, and lo and behold, they took a shot at me today. But it wasn't a strong enough shot. I won. Yay, go me. But again, I'm not convinced that everybody would fight back. I will. And if you are a small creator listening to me right now and you find yourself in a situation like this, fight back. Don't just go hide in a corner. Don't lay down for it. Fight. Because you deserve it. If you've put time into this, look, this thing that we do here on YouTube, if you're not a content creator, I will tell you straight away, this is not easy to do. It's not easy to put yourself out there in front of the world and half of the time have the world hate you for it. You have to have, lack of a better way to put it, balls of steel. You really do. You've got to be willing to take the shots. So it's difficult for a lot of people. It's difficult for me from a standpoint of I keep wanting to get better at my craft, but I don't mind taking the shots. It's just more I want to keep growing, because that's what you should do. You should always seek to get better at what you do. But because it's not easy, I encourage you to support anybody who does this, as long as you find value in what it is they offer. But I'm going to end this here, but let me know your thoughts in the comments. How do you feel about the censorship on YouTube? Are you okay with them removing content even incorrectly like they did with me? Do you appreciate the fact that I fought back on it, or do you think I should have just rolled over and took it? Let me know in the comments. Just do please be respectful. Again, like, subscribe, share, do those things. I'm going to leave it here, but until the next time I see you, thank you for watching.